Oedipus the King, a classic Greek tale of fate and tragedy. Oedipus the King is a play that was first staged around 429 BC. It's based on classic Greek myths and is one of the most famous tragedies in Western stories. Let's take a closer look at some important ideas in the play and how they shape the story. One of the major themes in Greek tragedies is fate set against humans' free will. Several characters take action to stop the fate told in prophecies from the gods. Jocasta and Laius try to stop the prophecy of their son killing Laius by having the baby killed. Oedipus tries to stop the prophecy of him killing his father and marrying his mother. Yet, these prophecies are carried out anyway, showing that humans' deeds are powerless against fate. Another major theme is vision and blindness. Tiresias is blind, yet he can see the truth and future much more clearly than all the other characters. Oedipus is the opposite. While he's capable of seeing, he denies that fate controls his life. This metaphorical blindness leads to his ruin. After learning the horrible truth, Oedipus blinds himself, unable to face anyone with his shame and misery.
Welcome back, everyone, to English for You. I'm Adam.
And I'm Elsie.
Wow, Elsie, what a story we just listened to. I mean, it's a really dramatic story about the king who tries to escape a terrible fate only to end up walking right into it. You know, it's full of surprises, twists, and ancient prophecies. And today, we have a special treat. We'll learn more about the themes and the background of this amazing tale. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right.
As always.
As always, let's jump into it today, everyone. Our article starts off by saying, Oedipus the King is a play that was first staged around 429 BC. Wow, which makes it real old. It's about 2,400 years ago.
哇，2400年前呢，这边课文告诉我们说呢，伊底帕斯王这一部剧，好，这个剧作呢，约在西元前429年首次上演。那 stage 是个动词，代表的就是上演的意思。不过呢，你在课文当中看到它做被动。Was first staged. 好，那再来呢429 BC 代表的是 before Christ， 所以呢它指的是西元前。如果是西元后，你会看到如果要标上这个代表的话，你可以看到它标的是 AD。
It's based on classic Greek myths and is one of the most famous tragedies in Western stories. There we see the phrase be verb based on something, which is to use something as the foundation or starting point for something else. Everyone, a very common way to say this is like this. The movie is based on a popular book.
Be based on something， 那就是以点点点为原型基础，或是根据点点点来说。那这出戏剧呢，基于古典希腊神话，是西方故事中最著名的悲剧之一。神话呢，我们用到 myth 这个名词，那悲剧就是 tragedy。那在课文当中呢，你看到的是复数型。好，这个很著名的悲剧有很多，那这个是 one of them， 好，其中之一。
Right, and we kind of see this in movies today about these kind of tragedies. I mean, we've taken a lot. Hollywood has taken a lot of these stories and kind of updated them for today's day and age, even in the cartoon format as well. So it says now, let's take a closer look at some important ideas in the play and how they shape the story.
现在就让我们更深入的来探讨戏剧当中的一些重要思想，还有它是如何塑造这个故事的。
Continuing, one of the major themes in Greek tragedies is fate set against humans' free will. So basically, everyone, it's asking us, are we really allowed to live freely, or are our lives already written out for us?
所以这个会是一个很重要的主题。主题这个字呢，用的是 theme。那在希腊悲剧当中呢，这个重要的主题之一就是命运与人类自由意志之间的对抗。
All right, well, continuing everyone, it says several characters take action to stop the fate told in prophecies from the gods. There we see the phrase take action. It's to do something or to deal with a problem or situation.
Take action 就是采取行动 Take action to do something 那就是采取行动去做某件事情。所以在这个故事中，在这个悲剧当中，我们看到其中的几位角色，他们都有来采取行动，来阻止神预言当中的命运。
Right, so we see the theme, and a lot of Greek themes as we're learning through this story is, do you tempt fate or do you challenge fate?
对，你是接受还是你会去挑战它？
And in Oedipus's case, even though he was not believing what it was, trying to do, he ended up from the beginning already doing it. So it leaves that question, do we really control our lives, or is it being controlled? Is it like a computer game? Well, continuing on, it says, Jocasta and Laius try to stop the prophecy of their son killing Laius by having the baby killed. So we can see just how powerful these prophecies are back then. Willing to kill your own kid because someone says so.
Jocasta 他看这个 Laius 试图通过杀死婴儿，自己的婴儿来阻止他们的儿子最后杀死自己的爸爸，也就是 Laius 的这个预言，他们是有试图想要阻止的。
Oedipus tries to stop the prophecy of him killing his father and marrying his mother.
那 Oedipus 这一边呢，他也是试图阻止他杀死父亲并娶母亲的这个预言，也就是弑父娶母。他觉得这个怎么可以发生呢？他有想要试图阻止。
So he's trying to stop it. He's like, I don't want to do this. This is not what I want to do. Well, an article says, yet these prophecies are carried out anyway, showing that humans' deeds are powerless against fate. There we see the phrase carry out something, which is to complete a task or follow through with a plan. We also see the word deeds, and deed is a noun. It's something that someone does, an action or a task. So an example sentence using the word deed, we could say, donating to the food bank was a generous deed that helped many families in need.
OK, 所以呢，我们首先看到的 carry out something 代表的是执行，那在文中做被动，所以呢，文中说到这些预言还是实现了，还是被 carried out， 显示出人类的行为呢，在命运的前面是powerless 无力的哈。那 deed 这个名词呢是行为 good deeds 那就是好的行为 generous deeds 那就是很慷慨的行为。那如果是相反，你可以用 bad 或是 evil 来形容。
I mean, one of the themes in our story is about fate, challenging fate. Can you challenge it? Can you make your own fate? Can you do something differently? There's another theme here in this Greek tragedy, and we're about to find out. It says, another major theme is vision and blindness. Vision is a noun. It's the ability to see how well someone can see. An example would be, after wearing glasses, his vision improved, and he could see the board clearly.
Vision 这个名词呢，可以指的是视力啦、远见或是幻象。那在这里课文当中呢 ，vision 指的就是 eyesight， 也就是可以看见。那另外呢，相反字是 blindness 指的是失明，看不见。所以在这个故事当中的另外一个主要的主题就是视觉和盲目，看得见和看不见。What does it mean?
Well, sometimes vision goes beyond just the physical ability to see, right? Like I can see you right now. That's the physical ability to see. But sometimes, and a lot of times in Greek tragedies, or in a lot of tragedies, it symbolizes insight, understanding, and awareness versus ignorance or denial of the truth, which shows when it says, Tiresias is blind, yet he can see the truth and future much more clearly than all the other characters.
所以我们之前看到的这个角色提瑞西亚斯，他虽然是一个盲人，但是呢，他比其他的角色都能够更清楚的看到真相还有未来。那在这边呢，看到今天的文法重点 Let's take a look。好，今天呢我们要看到的 language in focus 是程度副词加上比较级的用法。我们可以在比较级的前方加上程度副词，来强调句子当中形容词或是另外一个副词的程度。那常见的 far, much, a lot 都可以用来加强程度，形容修饰程度之多。那如果是 a little,a bit 或是 slightly 那就是来修饰这个程度只有一些或是有点。那 even 呢就解释为甚至，所以放在例句里面 For example, Billy runs a lot faster than his little brother. Billy 跑得比他的弟弟还要快很多。那要注意这边的程度副词如果你用到的是 very 这个字的话，它修饰的是原级，不能够用来修饰比较级，所以我们刚刚都没有讲到 very 这个字的原因是如此。那各位同学可以比较一下下面两个句子。第一个 Jane is very good at playing basketball. Jane 很会打篮球，你用到 very 这个副词修饰原级形容词 good。那第二个例句是 Jane is slightly better at playing basketball than her sister.Jane 打篮球的功力比她的姐姐强一点，你这边用到 slightly 这个副词来修饰后面的比较级 better 这个字。那课文当中呢用的是 much more clearly， 那就是更加清楚。
So even though Tiresias is blind, it says he can see much more better, or he can see better, or the truth more than all the other characters in this tragedy.Which is the opposite of Oedipus. As our article says, Oedipus is the opposite. Opposite is a person or thing that is completely different from someone or something else. An example we could say would be, in the game, each player tried to guess the opposite of the word shown on the screen.Opposite 在这里呢用的是名词的形式，指的是相对的人事物。那形容词也可以用这个字，代表就是相反的或是迥异的。比如说呢 Even though they're brothers, they're completely opposite to each other. 好，虽然他们是兄弟，但是呢他们两个人迥异，好，相当的不一样。课文说到的是呢 Oedipus 他跟 Tiresias 完全相反，一个看得见，一个看不见，但是完全相反。 Yeah, I kind of feel sorry for Oedipus, right?
How so?
Well, it says in our article, it says, while he's capable of seeing, he denies that fate controls his life. There we see capable. It's having the ability to do something well. So an example sentence, we would say, she is capable of solving complex math problems quickly.Or just be capable of doing something.
所以 capable 这个形容词是能点点点的或是有能力的。Be capable of doing something 那就是能做某件事。所以说呢，虽然 Oedipus 他能看见，但他否认了命运控制他的生活。He denies and he tries to change it.
Yeah, he tries to control his fate, which I probably would do myself. Well,Our article then states, this metaphorical blindness leads to his ruin.
Metaphorical 这个形容词呢是比喻性的或是象征的。那 ruin 指的就是毁灭，这边做名词使用。所以呢，这种象征性的盲目最终导致了他的毁灭。他是有视力的，他是看得见的，但他同时也是盲目的。
Yeah, because his ignorance or his blindness leads him to his ruin. And after learning the horrible truth, Oedipus blinds himself, unable to face anyone with his shame and misery. There we see the adjective horrible, which is very unpleasant or bad, causing fear or discomfort. An example sentence using this word, we would say, the horrible noise from the thunderstorm kept everyone awake all night. We also see in that sentence misery, which is a noun. It's a state of great suffering or unhappiness. An example sentence using that word would be, losing her job caused a lot of misery, but she stayed positive and found a new job quickly.
好，我们整理一下咯。Horrible 这个形容词，可怕的，令人极不愉快的。那 misery 指的是悲惨、苦难，形容词形式呢是 miserable， 也就是痛苦的。所以课文最后说到呢，在得知可怕的真相之后 ，Oedipus 刺瞎了自己的双眼，因为他没有办法面对自己的耻辱还有痛苦。
Wow, what an amazing story. And the themes that we learn throughout this classical Greek tragedy tells us a lot about humanity and actually how to tell a good and involving story.
OK， 那同学们如果不想错过更多精彩的 English for You 内容，就赶快订阅我们的 YouTube channel， 还有追踪 Facebook。那现在到了 For You Check Question. In the end, would you say Oedipus is a hero? Why?Or why not?
So is Oedipus the hero of this story? Well, let's look at some positive things of Oedipus, right? He's brave.
Intelligent.
Yeah. And he wants to find the truth. And also, he accepts responsibility. So those are good character traits. What are some negative things we can think about maybe Oedipus?
Maybe he's a little bit proud. Too proud?
Maybe too proud. He's prideful.Or he lacks control over his emotions and maybe does unintentional harm. He does harm to people he didn't need to do.
So would you say he's a hero?
I think he can be seen as, we would say, a tragic hero in the classical way.
Tragic hero.
Yeah, a tragic hero. He has noble qualities, and then he does accept responsibility, right? He knows he kills his father.
So he blinds himself in the end, right?
But it was a bad prophecy from the very beginning. So maybe if, he was given to somebody else, maybe not another king, maybe to the shepherd. If the shepherd kept him, he wouldn't have lived this prophecy out. That's always something to think about. What do you guys think? You ask your teacher and yourselves, is Oedipus a hero? Why or why not?That's all the time we have today for English for You. My name is Adam.
And I'm Elsie.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Deed. Trent tries to do a good deed every day, like giving up his bus seat to an old person. Vision.Owen's vision was damaged in a car accident, and he hasn't been able to see clearly ever since. Opposite. Tony's company is successful now. It was just the opposite 10 years ago when he started it in his garage and had no money. Capable. My eyes are getting worse. I'm no longer capable of driving without glasses.Horrible. I like this kind of fruit, but some people think it tastes horrible. Misery. Victoria lived in misery after marrying her husband, who treated her badly.
字彙小补帖
Myth. Tragedy. Theme.Metaphorical. Ruin.